Jane Goodall and the Story of the Gombe Twins. The Jane Goodall Institute was founded by Jane Goodall in 1977. This institute is the worldwide nonprofit that helps benefit the lives of all living things. Jane's findings began the moment she set foot onto a pebbly beach in Tanzania. This beach was part of what was then known as the Gombe Stream Game Reserve. Jane's assignment was to find and get close to wild chimpanzees, to document their behavior, to find some insight on our own evolutionary past. Jane's first findings are why the Institute is so closely tied to the Gombe Stream National Park. Over many years, Jane Goodall's exposure of the complexity and richness of chimpanzee communities opened the eyes of many. Jane also published her findings of chimpanzees' close family bonds, dominant struggle among males, human-like communication such as pats on the back and hugs, and much more. Today, the Gombe chimpanzees are the world's best known, and the Gombe Research Program represents the world's longest continuous wildlife study. In the 1980s, Jane had to switch her concentration from research to conservation. While Jane was traveling the world, speaking of her findings and trying to spread how important it was to begin conserving spaces for these animals, a new problem arose. She learned of many individual chimpanzees in need, many chimpanzees that had been orphaned by poachers, and many that were mistreated, being kept as pets. From these situations, the Sanctuary Program was born. During Jane's time away, the harsh realities facing villagers in the Gombe region outside Gombe shaped the Jane Goodall Institute's evolution further. On a flyover of Gombe one day in the 1990s, Jane saw barren hillsides in every direction, right up to the park boundary. Goodall knew she had to do something about this. Thus, she started the Take Care program in Gombe in 1994. The Take Care program was to eliminate poverty and support sustainable livelihoods, while alleviating the depletion of natural resources in the country. The community-based approach aimed to improve the livelihoods of the Tanzanian communities, mostly the Gombe region, while promoting conservation and an understanding of the need to preserve biodiversity. This approach provides family planning methods, information, and counseling by community volunteers that has resulted in more acceptance of family planning. Currently, in Gombe Stream National Park, there are 3 chimpanzee communities, the Kasakela, Mitumba, and Kalande. The Kasakela chimpanzee community is an inhabited community of wild eastern chimpanzees. This group was the subject of Dr. Jane Goodall's study that began in 1960. Since then, the studies have continued. Goodall had come up with a naming convention in which she was giving the infants names that started with the same letter as their mother's name. This method allowed for the recognition of matrilineal lines. The Kasakela community had 4 families: the F family, G family, T family, and S family. While all families have some renowned chimpanzees in them, the focus will remain on the G family. The G family is known for its production of twins. There are only 3 known cases of twins at Gombe, and all within this family. When Goodall left Tanzania to enlighten the world with her findings, Dr. Mungu and Bill Wallower began following the G family. After a few years, in 1998, Dr. Mungu caught sight of 3-day-old twins. Gremlin, the mother, gave birth to twins on July 13th. Both were very healthy from the start and slightly smaller than a single infant's size. A fluffy tuft of hair on her forehead and a bit more white hair on her chin were all that distinguished the 2 girls. These girls were named Golden and Glitter, and later nicknamed Goldie and Glitta. After only a few short days in this world, Golden and Glitter had a close call. Gremlin was walking through the forest with the twins hanging onto her chest when Gremlin was spotted by 2 high-ranking females, Fanny and Fifi. Fanny and Fifi stared Gremlin down for several tense minutes, eyeing the twins. Primatologist Bill Wallower was on site and witnessed it all. Wallower said, "Fifi got that look in her eyes, the one she gets when she wants something." The 2 charged at Gremlin and trapped her between 2 trees. Gremlin kept her head down and her arms tightly wrapped around both babies as Fifi and Fanny were taking swings at her and beating her with vines. Gremlin finally got the chance to escape and ran to a nearby pack of ally males, who then protected her and the twins. This act is not uncommon among chimpanzees. Often the older females will make cannibalistic attacks on newborns. There was an instance in the mid-1970s where in one attack, 7 infants were killed. Gombe has only 3 known cases of twins, Golden and Glitter being one of them. The rarity of twins is not that they aren't born, but that they almost never survive. It is rare for one twin to survive, and a miracle for both to survive. Golden and Glitter are the only known case of surviving chimpanzee twins in the world. The struggle for twins starts with the mother. Often, chimpanzee infanticide is the case, by either the infant's own mother or other females in the chimpanzee community. It is a big deal for a chimpanzee mother to introduce their newborn, afraid of what may happen, so they usually wait and hide for a period of time. Having twins means less mobility for the mother, but in Gremlin's case, she was well-skilled and had amazing motherly qualities. What really saved Golden and Glitter was their older sister Gaia. Gaia was about 5.5 years old when the twins were born. At first, Gaia was in shock that she no longer had her mother's full attention, but instead of being bitter about it, Gaia realized that these girls were her new friends. Gaia had created a strong bond with Glitter right away. These two fed, groomed, and rested together. Then Golden and Gremlin had a strong bond and did the same. As the twins grew older, Gaia would groom and play with both of the twins while Gremlin was resting. But Goldie was more of a mama's girl, so Gaia filled in when it came to Glitter. Without Gaia, these twins may have never survived. In 2004, at 6 years old, the twins finally strayed from their mother. 6 years old is early for chimpanzees to do so, but they had each other. Some said that Golden and Glitter stuck together as lost best friends. For 3 days, the twins were on their own adventure away from home. When one would stray from the other, they would cry as if they would for their mother until they found one another. During the 3 days, Golden and Glitter had a run-in with a bush pig and ate many termites, learning how to fend for themselves. Then, when the 3 days were over, Gremlin was reunited with her girls. Currently, the twins are raising their own children. In 2011, Golden gave birth to a baby girl named Glamour, and then in 2012, Glitter gave birth to a baby girl named Gossamer. All who have been observing the twins since day one are expecting great things of these girls. What does this have to do with anthropology? If you think about it, almost the entirety of the twin story does. Chimpanzees have a close family bond much like we do. They will remain with their families throughout childhood and most of their adult life, also much like humans. Jane Goodall witnessed chimpanzee communications such as pats on the back and also giving one another hugs. Very human-like. There is a culture for keeping exotic pets, which is something Jane was trying to prevent when she founded the Sanctuary program. The Kigoma culture was getting too close to the Gombe National Park, so Jane had to compromise with them to find alternative ways for them to live, but still in their own ways. Jane related chimpanzees through matrilineal lines so that she could trace back into their families. Also, the infanticide among chimpanzees. Infanticide is practiced in many cultures today, though primatologists have yet to figure out the definite logic behind these female chimpanzees' actions, but are leaning towards jealousy and territorial behavior. The twin bond. Many studies on human twins say that there is some kind of connection, and primatologists say the same of Golden and Glitter. And finally, Gaia taking the role of mother. This happens in many cultures because twins are double the work. Primatologists study these behaviors in an effort to gain clues about our own evolution as a species.